And if the Nobel Peace Prize were worth anything anymore, I would say the president certainly deserves one.
You know, it's very rare that the American people are very uniparty on a subject. To be fair, anything Israel related is pretty uniparty on the American people's perspective. So when it comes to these politicians and news hosts and news anchors, I don't know who they're trying to sell this to. I don't know who they're trying to pitch this to. Nobody's buying what you're selling. Nobody's gonna hop on the pro-Israel bandwagon besides you politicians and the news anchors and who you're responding to right now. I'm not even getting on the whole conspiratorial side. It's more or less of the whole censorship to access. You get censored in the way that you lose access to the Oval Office press conferences if you don't advocate for the agendas the administration is pushing for. Or if you say anything that's even remotely antagonistic or oppositional to whoever you're speaking to, then I'm sorry, buddy, unless it's a complete glaze fest, you're out. That's more of the conspiratorial side that I'm focusing on.
Look back at probably one of the most courageous military efforts that is protecting the entire world, and we don't even know the true magnitude of what this will do in the future or what this could have become if it wasn't dealt with. In other words, the #1 state sponsor of terror with nuclear weapons, and then, of course, ballistic missiles that get longer and longer in terms of their range, what that could have meant for the United States, what that could have meant for the world. The world is a safer place tonight, is my conclusion. What's yours?
The world is a safer place tonight. That's my conclusion. I don't know what agenda they're really trying to push here they think will reach the American public. What are you talking about? This administration was one that was pushing and kind of putting down previous administrations and the possible contender administration for starting wars, starting conflict in the Middle East all over again, and pushing us back into things from 25 years ago that we should have never been involved in. And what is the first thing that's done? Within months, we're involved in an altercation that none of us wanted and that we were promised we wouldn't get. And now you see the MAGA cultists shift the agendas into, this is a heroic act. This is who knows what this could have stemmed into? Who knows what could have happened? What are you talking about? We started this. Our ally in the Middle East decided to start a war, decided to start a confrontation, knowing inevitably they would respond back, and now we're getting involved because, oh, you can't mess with Israel. How dare you? And all the politicians, they're all like, yeah, we gotta stand with Israel. We started this. You started this. You caused this. It's the same bullshit rhetoric we've been fed for 25 years regarding the Middle East. Oh, they're developing nuclear weapons. They're developing nuclear weapons. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. They're developing nuclear weapons. It's any day now. They're starting it. We promise, even though all American intelligence agencies say otherwise. All of them. And Fox News is eating this up. And the people that watch this are eating it up. Well, at least the ones that are far beyond any cognitive reasoning.
I couldn't agree more, Sean. God bless President Trump, God bless the U.S. military, and God bless the Israelis for paving the way so this mission could be as successful as it was tonight. You know, the president reiterated what you've been saying, what I've been saying for weeks now leading up to this, which is the Iranian regime has been at war with the American people for 45 years, and their pursuit of a nuclear weapon was the final straw. And I thought when President Trump said tonight that they've been killing and maiming our people, and he decided a long time ago that this was not going to continue. It's so interesting to watch the relationship between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump, not just in the last 6 months since President Trump came back into office, but also combine that with what they did together during the first term. You know, this time around, President Trump invited Netanyahu as the first foreign leader in his second term to visit.
Here we go with this Bibi agenda rhetoric once again. I don't understand what's their insistence with Netanyahu as if he's this great prolific leader in the Middle East and he's a great titan of peace and love and advocating for a freer world on the Eastern Hemisphere. What are you talking about? This man is conducting a genocide. I don't understand what's this delusion that Fox News is trying to push upon us. And there, of course, there's the God bless Israel rhetoric, putting it on the same pedestal as God bless America, God bless the people. One of the main talking points for this party was America First. They really pushed on the America First agenda. But they shift the focus on what America First means, overlooking, in fact, what actually is overriding America first, and that's prioritizing Israeli affairs and starting Middle East conflicts again and creating this agenda that has been going on for 45 years and that there's a step closer to nuclear bombs. This is what I told you like 2 minutes ago. They're not closer to nuclear bombs. American intelligence has no evidence of this. It's just Israel says, and Israel wants to do this. Therefore, we must. I don't understand what's this agenda that they're trying to push. Nobody's buying this. And if you truly buy this, then I have a beachfront property to sell you. This whole idea that they were close to developing nuclear weapons and this was an important milestone in the safety of the free world is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We've attacked them for much less. And it's not for any morally just reasons as well. It's purely bullshit agendas in the Middle East that have been passed down administration through administration, as well as Israeli interests and Trump power plays because of the failure to secure a new nuclear missile deal with Iran.
Visit America, to come visit him at the White House to talk about these issues. He then came back in April and actually had a meeting with a number of reporters. I happened to be there at the Blair House with Netanyahu, and he talked about this relationship that he had with President Trump.
I hope you picked up what she said there. She said that she was there at the office with Netanyahu. Again, I don't understand what's this positive outlook that they're trying to paint on Benjamin Netanyahu, calling him Bibi, referring to him as a great leader, referring to him with such honor and respect, and that Trump holds him in high regard, therefore we must. No, this is not a man you need to be dealing with in good faith. This is not a man that you need to spin in a positive light. But the point is, peep what she said. She said that she was in the office there. What was that? What is the point of me saying this? It's what I was explaining earlier about the censorship to access. So these media outlets are not going to publicly defame, or they're not going to publicly speak out against the administration, especially Fox News, which is super right-wing and super pro-Trump. But the point is, if they say anything that's against the administration, especially with this administration, with the way they conduct themselves towards people that oppose them in any way, they lose access to interviews with politicians. They lose access to credible information. Instead, what you do is you develop a negative relationship with them, and then you get bashed consistently and defamed by them at any opportunity you get. I'm surprised there hasn't been any lawsuits against the administration for such things, because they really just kill the credibility if you go against them in any sort of self-proclaimed negative connotation.
How different it was from the Biden administration, how he could trust America, how he could rely on President Trump, how he was a man of his word, how they were on the same page.
Yeah, I'm sure the tens of billions of dollars we gave them in aid and different types of aids, militaristic, financial, trade deals, whatever, intelligence. I'm sure all of those deals were a clear indicator that there was no trust or love lost between the Biden administration and Netanyahu. And by the way, my criticisms of Trump are not exclusive to just Republicans and the Trump administration. They don't have to be mutually exclusive to each other. The Biden administration has done it plenty. Like I said, this is a administrations for years thing. Never mind the Israeli nations, but America's insistence on Middle Eastern affairs, and just for the unjust, morally corrupt actions that we continuously take and that we continuously get lied to about in terms of the reasoning as to why we're insisting upon them.
Now here we are today with the success of this military strike, not on one nuclear site, but 3, and a message not just to the Iranians, but to China, to the rest of the region, even to Russia. So this was a night of historic proportions. The president was courageous in making this move, in making this decision. And as you said, I think we're going to see the fruits of this decision tonight play out for many, many years to come. And if the Nobel Peace Prize were worth anything anymore, I would say the president certainly deserves one.
If the Nobel Peace Prize, if it was worth anything anymore, President Donald Trump would deserve one. So there you go. You just get all types of agendas in that one sentence right there. Never mind everything else that you said. There is a clear glaze upon the administration from Fox News and the bullshit they're trying to sell us. If it were worth anything anymore, so there's a distaste for Nobel Peace Prizes because they give Nobel Peace Prizes to DEI supporters and minorities and wokeism. But if it meant anything, they should give Donald Trump one because he bombed the Middle East and that just saved a lot of American lives. Believe the bullshit you want to believe, as long as it's not whatever they're trying to sell you. Buy whatever you want. Just don't let people try to sell you snake oil. Not in 2025.